Nah, I mess with you. Hey, we live. Hey, we live. We live. We live. We live. Hey, we live. We live. Hey, hey, today. Oh, okay. My guy over here across the street. Probably gonna have to check him out, catch him real quick. Hold on. What's up, man?
I'm doing an interview.
We doing a little show right now. He don't even know. He just calling. Hey, sir. Cause he the man out here. We out here in Stockton, California, coming from LA. Came out here to just check it out because he's been telling me about some great people that have been out here, great things going on out here in Stockton. So, I came out here to get to know him a little bit better. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself. But first, I want to talk about some of the sponsors. We're going to talk about the Mute Shop. You got to definitely check them out. It's women's clothing. They got a new showroom in LA. You got to check us out if you need more information on that. But also check out my website, www.rainchecklive.com. My Instagram, Rainchecklive. My Snapchat, Rainchecklive. Everything is Rainchecklive or Raincheck. Check me out. And on Facebook too, if this, because this goes on my website. You can check out my Facebook because this will go live through Facebook. It's Rain Rickards, Rickards. But now let's get into him a little bit more because now it's done with me. I had a little bit of time, you know what I mean? But now we want to give you all the time.
Right.
So first, I always come on and I always say I don't really like to introduce people only because I may not say their name right or they may not be as good as. So I want him to.
Or you may not know the person, but it's okay.
Okay, yeah, that too. I really don't know him like that.
Right.
But I want you to introduce yourself and kind of tell them a little bit about yourself, like things you're doing now.
Okay, perfect. Well, my name is Sam Fant. I'm from Stockton, California, which is in Northern California. For those who may not know, about 45 minutes away from the state capital in Sacramento and about an hour away from San Francisco. So born and raised here. I'm 29 years old and been very active in the community, doing a lot of things, and as a business person, as one of the youngest elected leaders here in our state. It's been busy for me, but I can't complain because I get to do a lot of positive things within this community and help out a city that is definitely in need of inspiration. So, but this city definitely inspires me as well.
So let's get into a little bit about the inspiration part.
Sure.
Just so I think for me, inspiration comes from education, right? So why is education important to you?
Well, knowledge truly, it may sound cliche, but knowledge truly is power.
Okay.
And I truly believe that. And the more that you know and the more that you're able to really refine yourself as it relates to knowledge, as opposed to not just any knowledge, but essential knowledge and information as it relates to life, more than anything, and understanding yourself makes you a very powerful person because we have these phones and computers and stuff like that we use, but really I believe that the greatest computer in the world is our brain. And if we are able to focus and work out this brain and make that strong as opposed to our abs and our chest and our arms and all that, we truly are powerful with that knowledge.
So with education, like what position did you play in your community? Because I know a lot about you because we've been talking about each other and talking to each other for a while. But I want the people out there to kind of know more about you and your position you played in education and some events that you do and all that.
Well, I started off at the age of 20 working in a political campaign, city council, mayor races, and at the age of 21 I was appointed as the city planning commissioner within our city, which is the second highest policy-making position in our city. And then from there, the governor at the age of 24, our governor of our state appointed me as the director of our fairgrounds, which is our 255 acres of community property to focus on events and activities as a hub. And then I decided, instead of going from these various positions and going straight into city politics more so, I said, the best way I can serve my city is to look at the educational field. So I ended up running for school board and for the Board of Education and was elected in 2012. And I served 4 years as a member of the Board of Education, and it has been probably the most fulfilling position that I've been able to hold in my community, being able to connect with young people, even some that I'm only a few years older than, and be able to inspire them that age truly is nothing but a number. It's all about a state of mind, and so I have to say that it has been truly rewarding.
So you have like an old soul.
Yeah, that's what they say. I have an old soul, you know, but you know, it's an old soul with class and with reason. So I just want to have this old soul for the sake of having one, you know.
Yeah. So what do you believe is like your motivation for being like that at a young age?
You know, motivating factor for me is truly I'm drawn to, you know, seeing success. That's what draws me to business, being able to create something and be able to refine it and build on that. And so it's, the same applies in a community. Is just, you see something that is aching and yearning for support and help, and being able to be a instrument in allowing people to recognize the greatness that they have within themselves. It hurts to see so much potential go to waste, and everybody has it if they just truly look within inside themselves and understand the power that they have, because if they have this, they have great potential. And but being able to see that come out and come to fruition is so just exhilarating for me. It's addicting, and so I continue to want to definitely see our young people, especially of color, you know, but all young people really succeed and thrive and have those opportunities to do well in our
So what are some
communities.
things that you do to help them in that way?
Well, you know, sometimes, you know, the conversations, being able to have extensive dialogue with these young people and walk them through whatever situations or blockages in their mind that they may have trouble overcoming. That's just the basics. But being able to help create avenues and sponsorships and different activities for them to be able to provide those outlets are more important in our community. Being able to make sure that they have access to, you know, positive recreational opportunities, educational opportunities, financial literacy. Being able to make sure that we, as the elected leaders, fund those opportunities as opposed to funding, you know, pensions and salaries for all of these adults. You know, we're able to do that, but you know, we have to do and make a priority
to get them while they're young.
To get them while they're young, you know, because we have gangs, guns, and violence and drugs that are recruiting, you know, our kids every single day, and we have to do the better job here within this community, and that's something that really drives me. You know, one life, one life change is something that I enjoy. But you know what? If we can do it on the masses and they pay it forward, you know, that's truly how you, one life at a time, make the world a better place.
No, that's definitely true. I feel like a lot of our young people, they don't understand to lose because they only see winners, or so-called, right? And even winners lose.
Right.
So, like for you, what is something? Because I know you're a winner, but at some point in your life, you gotta lose.
Well, you know,
lose, right? So,
you know,
what's something? How do you learn from that?
It's funny you say that, because I really believe that even when I lose, I win.
Yes.
Because I learned something. And so whether I play a game of chess or if I play, you know, 2K or Madden or whatever, you know, thing that I'm doing competitive, even in business, you know, if I make a deal and it didn't come out to where, in a way I planned it to come out, you know, I learned something. I may have lost maybe financially, or I may have lost competitively, but at the same time, I look at it as not as a loss, a total loss, because I did learn something from that experience. And so I take from that, and when you know better, you do better.
It's definitely true. Definitely true. What is something out here, right, in Stockton? Because I've been here and I like it. You know,
it's a little slower than where
it's
you're
just,
from.
it's slow for me because I'm from New York. And, but I still like Stockton because I like the fact that I get to take my mindset out of just being in New York, and I get to be like, wow, this is how it really is in other places. Like, oh, this is cool, or I could live here, but I would have to be this age or that age. You know, like in general, because even the city, even in the city, I wouldn't want to live in New York at an old age. Like, I would want to have a nice place where I could just relax, and you know, so it's like certain things are age appropriate, certain things are of a person's speed. But what is something out here, like, what's the best thing to you about Stockton?
Well, Stockton is, you know, one of the most diverse cities in the whole United States. We have so much rich diversity, culture, agriculture. I mean, you know, we're centrally located, which is one of the best things. What I mean by centrally located in California, we're less than an hour away from our state capital. We're an hour away from the Bay Area, Oakland, San Francisco, Berkeley. We're 2 hours away from the snow, Nevada, Reno, Tahoe. You know, 2 hours away from Santa Cruz, and 5 hours away from Los Angeles. I mean, so we're so close to everything, and you get in your car, you just drive. And then, hey, when you're tired of the busy cities and you're tired of, you know, spending money and wasting money, you can come back and have a beautiful a home and an environment, and really relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor here. And hey, when you recharge, you can go back at it again. But this is a great community. It has so much potential. It's on the rise. So I tell people, and I really kind of brag about Stockton, is you know, we've come from, you know, the depths of hell, I say, because we've had the highest foreclosure rates in the entire country. We had one of the highest crime rates in the entire country, and you see, you know, the negatives are going down extremely fast, and the positives are going up. So if you're a betting man or a stock person, you know, you better buy a stock now, because Stockton stock is truly rising.
That's great. It's good. It kind of brings me to yeah, we was hanging out yesterday, and we was hanging out with some of his boxing friends, and I was just like, you know, just to kind of mention them, because these are good kids out here. They have a lot of talent out here. They're very respectful too, so it's a good thing that we ran into some of them. So if you want to, you know, kind of give a little back history on some of them. So
we have some great young people, and like I said, Stockton has great talent and potential here. And one of the young people which we're referring to is a young man named Gabriel Flores Jr. Gabriel Flores Jr. is the youngest person in the history of boxing, professional boxing, to be signed at the age of 16 to professional contract. And he's right here in Stockton, and you got a chance to meet him yesterday. Hopefully this week we'll get a chance to interview him. But a great, amazing story. He is the epitome of what we want to help promote here in Stockton. He lost his mom at, you know, the young age of 10 years old to gang violence in a drive-by shooting. He used and honed in with that negative energy and pushed it into something positive, which was boxing, and became a champion. And he wants to become a world champion and definitely work and serve as an example for other young people within the city. And he's fighting May 5th, Cinco de Mayo in Reno, Nevada, and making his pro debut. So the youngest fighter ever to be signed right here in Stockton in the history of boxing.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely check him out. We also ran it. He had some of the brothers came out yesterday.
Oh yeah,
you can speak a little bit about them.
Yeah, and then you also have the Madera brothers. I mean, the Madera brothers are rising stars in the boxing industry as well. Callisto Madera, Hector Madera. Once again, these are people who are young people who are being signed by Top Rank, which is Bob Arum, who signed Muhammad Ali, Manny Pacquiao, and many, many, many more. So Oscar De La Hoya, everybody started off with Top Rank, a lot of these folks, and this is a huge opportunity for these young people right here in Stockton. And boxing is just an avenue. I mean, you could why just fight and for nothing and probably get a record of a police record when you can fight and get paid for it, you know, professionally. That's what I say.
So basically, just trying to tell them, you know, you got to use your brains. Go out there, and if you like fighting or you got a lot of aggressive, go into the gym and let it out in a positive way. You know, just that's already teaching little jewels for y'all, little couple jewels that dropped on them. So I know right now, and we've talked about a lot of stuff, but where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I'll put it this way. I see myself happier than I am today. That doesn't mean I'm unhappy, but I think I could always be happier. And but doing what I love to do, which is serving, you know, people. I get more gratification from being able to serve people and seeing young people happy and achieving their goals. I mean, you know, granted, you know, we've been blessed here, and we're going to continue, I'm sure, to be blessed. And my driving force is factor is to be able to do more, for people. And I do plan on being able to do that, and hopefully having some children where they can eventually do the same thing and achieve their goals and objectives and ideals, and dedicate themselves before their God.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just before I'm gonna go backwards a little bit. First,
Sure.
let's talk about how you was talking about like having a family and everything.
Right.
Like when you see yourself getting into having a family, like how many
Sure.
kids would you like to have?
You know what? I do believe in, you know, be fruitful and populate the earth, but responsibly. Okay, you definitely want to do the responsible thing. You know, honestly, if depending on the financial state of mind, you know, I would love to have, you know, 4 or 5 children, definitely.
Okay.
You know, I think that life is a beautiful thing, and hopefully I can create young people and young,
Beautiful and sharing.
beautiful, yeah, absolutely, young, beautiful children that will grow up to be servants of the community and make the world definitely a better place.
That's definitely a good
Yeah.
way to look at it. And when I say it was going back, it's not really going backwards, but a little bit. We know that you was you worked in the school system, you did a lot of stuff. So what are you doing? Like, what are your plans now for the future now that you're not working doing that?
Well, I'm going to focus on, you know, business. I've always enjoyed business. At the age of 17, I had started my first business, which was a youth sports camp, and it was the largest in my county at the time. And then at 19, I had a nightclub, so I did that. I got the club ownership deal out of my blood already. So I did. It was huge. But that's a whole nother story. But learning opportunity. Let me tell you, but it was big. But young people, you know, it was a lot of responsibility at the age of 19. But you know, what I really would like to do. People ask me all the time in the community, and you know, if I plan on running, what I plan on running for in the future. And I tell people I'm going to run for my life. You know, politics is a very, you know, rewarding experience and being able to serve the people. But at the same time too, it's very stressful, and there's a lot of responsibility. So for me, I want to be kind of behind the scenes and help cultivate young leaders in the community and help push them forward into the forefront, and let them know that no matter how young they may be, or no matter where they have come from, they can truly achieve and be a leader and make changes in a community that will have far-reaching effects for the better.
I love the way he said that, because I feel like how he's saying how he's pushing other people forward. That's how we all should do in our communities, because we need to be pushing our young people forward, because that is our future.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if they're not right, then all we're going to be is the people pointing at them like, oh, why he doing that, or why she doing that, you know, but we never help them. So this is my last question, right?
Sure.
And hopefully, anyway. No, this is my last question. I know I like to, for people to share maybe a story or a struggle for them as they was growing up that kind of was really hard for them to get past, or you know, or even if they didn't get past it, what do they do now to like cope with it?
You know, there's a lot of different stories I can share with you, but I will say this, in generally speaking, when the true failure comes when we fail to get back up and we just capitulate and just give in to anything. I still have, even as much as some people may view my success as a win, we have a lot of wins, but we still have these, you know, minor, you know, pockets of what we call failure, and it's okay. But if you capitulate and give in to that, and bow and succumb to that failure, or to that obstacle, or to that hurdle, and you retreat, well, you can guarantee that you've lost. And that's the only way of guaranteeing a loss, is if you're not in the fight. So you only get one life, and you want to do everything you can to be as successful, to achieve whatever objectives or ideals that you have and goals that you have. And like I said, I've had so many, you know, I don't even know where to start. But I don't allow negative energy or anyone to define me by name or a word or a color. I am defined by my actions, and it's important that you are defined by your actions. And I say a pair of lips can say anything, but words tell lies and actions tell the truth. So I tell each and every one of you who are watching and who will watch this later on that you know, the sky is truly the limit for most, but the universe is for those that have no limits, and that's something that I really believe in. You know, don't put any you know, make-believe barriers or limitations in your mind, because once again, this is the most powerful thing, and your brain and your ability is only as short-sighted as your mind. So
I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming out. One thing I do like, I want you guys to start doing is if you comment in and you have any questions, you can definitely let us know and we'll get right back to you. Even if you watch it after it's recorded and you want to ask him a question, if you put it in there, we'll get back to your questions. You can question us as we're talking, just because we want to be a little bit more interactive with you guys. This was a great interview for me. I appreciate you coming out. Once again, check out my website. Definitely check out the clothing line for the ladies, though. That's themuteshop.com. We're just doing a lot. You know, if you got any questions, we know we got it all on this video. So you know, we just everywhere. You know what I mean? Like my bro always say, you got to get your own on your own. So that means get yourself right before you get anybody else right. See, this guy right here is a good guy out here working. We got plenty more to come. This is Raincheck. We live, we live, we live, we live.